Reproductive care for all people who can become pregnant. House Democrats push forward a bill to protect access to critical care, no matter what state they live in. And hope in the struggle. I talk with a reproductive freedom advocate about what people can do to stand up to the conservative-led attacks on the rights of people who can become pregnant. Welcome to Advocate Today. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist. We begin in our nation's capital, where House Democrats are pushing to pass the Women's Health Protection Act. The bill would create a federal statutory law requiring healthcare providers to pay for abortion procedures or medication, leaving providers free from bans and restrictions. The Center for Reproductive Rights says 14 states have banned or nearly banned abortion. In all, 24 states have either banned, restricted, or are planning to ban access to abortions since Roe v. Wade was overturned last year. House Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries says this is to set a national standard for women's reproductive rights.
And the extreme MAGA Republicans think that they should be the ones who make a decision about abortion care. And we're here to say, back up off the women of America. It's their decision, not your decision. And so we will stand up, we will show up, we will speak up until the Women's Health Protection Act is the law of the land.
It's the 7th time this bill has been reintroduced, and this version has 208 co-sponsors. The last version fell short in the Senate. Naral Pro-Choice America is among the many groups fighting for reproductive freedom. I spoke with Naral Senior Communications Strategist Elliot Kuzuch about examples of abortion bans, finding the right care and resources, and more. Hi, welcome Elliot Kuzuch, Senior Communications Strategist for Naral. Thank you for being here with me today.
Absolutely, Tracy. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah. Well, there's so much to get into, and I really want to begin with going back a little because it's been an incredible year in terms of the work that you do. Would you talk about some of the immediate aftermath of the Supreme Court overturning Roe v. Wade last June?
Absolutely. So we're now about 9 months past the decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. And in these past 9 months, we've really seen how this decision has emboldened lawmakers, especially at the state level, to really attack this fundamental freedom of abortion access. As of today, we know that 17 different states have enacted bans on abortion care. That ranges from places that have complete total bans on abortion to places that are just increasingly restricting access every day. And we know that right now we're in state legislative session and we're seeing additional attacks on our care. In addition to that, we're also seeing how this is emboldening some of the members of the judiciary to further attack access. Yeah. Right now, we are waiting for a decision in a case that might ban medication abortion across the country. Medication abortion accounts for over half of all abortion care right now. So as we wait for this decision, we're thinking about how this will just severely limit access in this post-Roe landscape.
Would you talk a little bit about where we're seeing examples of this happen, where the abortion medication, commonly known as the abortion pill, if I'm correct?
Yes.
Yeah. So where we're seeing this attack on abortion medication specifically, because I know that is one of the more recent fights.
Yeah. So this court case was brought in a district court in Texas. And it was actually brought to this court just days after the midterms, which I point out intentionally, because in this last midterm election, we really saw voters turn out in support of reproductive freedom. We can think about all the candidates that ran in support of abortion access who won seats or retained seats. And we can also think about ballot measures in places like Michigan and a little earlier in the year, Kansas, that protected abortion access. So it's really interesting that this extreme anti-choice group brought this case just days after the midterm. Yeah. And so it's been sitting in this Texas court that is headed by Justice Matthew Kacsmaryk. And Justice Kazmarek, he is a Trump appointee. He is known for being not only anti-abortion, anti-choice, but also anti-LGBTQ.
Would you talk a little bit about Naral's role in helping people, especially in this incredibly new era of anti-abortion laws?
Absolutely. So, NARAL Pro Choice America, we are one of the nation's leading reproductive freedom groups. We have a network of 4 million members in all 50 states across the country. And what we do is we mobilize. We call on our members and we work with our volunteers across the states to overturn bad legislation, get good legislation passed, put the people who support reproductive freedom in office, and vote out those who attack our rights for political gain, because we know here at NARAL that there are 8 and 10 Americans that support reproductive freedom and the right to access abortion care. And frankly, that's not just a majority, that's a consensus. So our organization is supporting that 8 and 10 and making sure that our lawmakers are acting in accordance to that 8 and 10 sentiment.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you. And going back to abortion medication, would you talk to how critical this is to folks in terms of bodily autonomy and making their own decisions?
Absolutely. So I mentioned previously, right now, medication abortion accounts for almost 50% of all abortion care, and that's across the entire country. So when we think about access, we know that right now there are 17 states with bans on abortion care in this post-Roe environment, but this will impact every single state in the country, no matter how blue, red, or purple it is. And that's frankly scary. So every day we don't have this decision is a day that people can still access care. And I want to stress that you can still access medication abortion right now. It is not banned until we see this decision. So if you are in a state right now where you are not able to access care, I would recommend looking to your local groups, whether that is a NARAL group on the ground, whether that is a group like a Planned Parenthood, a group like your local abortion fund. They're going to have the resources specific to your state to help you find how you can access care, whether that's having to travel, whether that's working with an abortion fund to help support you if you do have access to abortion in your state, but maybe have other barriers preventing you from accessing it. And it's really a state by state situation right now. There isn't one sort of do this, but reach out to those local groups. Just Google your state NARAL, Google your state abortion fund, and that's how you're going to be able to find the resources specific to you so that you can get the care you need in a timely manner.
Elliot, given that you have worked for HRC in the past and the work that you're doing now, I wonder, would you talk a little bit about the impact of the overturning of Roe v. Wade on queer people who can be pregnant, especially given the ramped up attacks on them?
Absolutely. So I think the right to privacy that was inherent to the core of Roe v. Wade has huge impacts not only on queer people who can get pregnant and may need to access abortion care, but truly all of us. You think about Lawrence v. Texas that overturned so-called sodomy laws.
Right.
These are core pieces of judicial decisions that have enabled us as queer people to be where we are today.
Thank you so much to Elliot for joining me. You can visit prochoiceamerica.org for more resources and how to take action to protect reproductive rights in this country. We're capping off Women's History Month by spotlighting the multi-talented Lena Waithe. Lena Waithe was born and raised in Chicago and has gone on to be one of the greatest forces in Hollywood. The actor, producer, and screenwriter pushes for content that is reflective and representative of queer and BIPOC communities. Waithe is the first Black woman to win an Emmy for Outstanding Writing in a Comedy Series for an episode that reflected her experience coming out as a lesbian. She earned the honor for her work on Master of None. Waithe also made history with Disney by voicing the first openly queer animated character in the company's history. She starred as Officer Spencer in Onward. Waithe is an advocate for helping up-and-coming artists and continues to pave the way for others. That's all the time we have for This Advocate today. There are so many marginalized communities under attack right now, and we're advocating for all with our content and coverage. Visit us wherever you stream or online at advocatechannel.com. I'm Tracy E. Gilchrist, and I'll see you next time.